this time of night. Because honestly, I've had enough today. Yeah, I've kind of had enough of today. It's late. Started with that. Might talk about the year here in a second. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm just bored. Kick. So I have no subscribers on. And of course, the big Rumble channel. Rumble. Yeah. See if I have anybody there. Probably not. It's worth a check. All right. I don't even know how many people are streaming Star System. Probably not. That was 12 hours ago. New JavaScript update. That's crazy. This late at night. Yeah. I am kind of frustrated. Why does it say Christmas edition? It's not Christmas anymore. Might have to edit that. Sorry, chat. And let's type pre-New Year's. Save that. Wait. Not quite that. Game title. That's interesting. All right, that fixed that. I don't know how, but yeah. Hoping everyone had a great Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Christmas Kwanzaa. Yeah. All joking aside, that's Botrix. It's very late at night tonight. I don't know if anybody else will even watch tonight. It's just, yeah. Excuse me. All right. What to talk about for about an hour or two? I can't really think of much. The current patch is garbage. I'll just say that. Yeah. Current patch is absolute dog garbage. Yeah. And that's not a lie, chat. I'm not even going to sugarcoat the current patch. It is not a great condition for a patch tonight. No. Yeah. I'm hoping we get some well-to-do repairs soon. Hopefully, at least after the holidays. One can hope. into the new year. Yeah. Yeah. Let's just see if anybody shows up on here tonight and says hi. It is pretty late, so may not happen tonight. We'll see. Somebody challenge points. All right, just leave that running. Yeah. I don't even care anymore. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah. It's late. I probably won't be on super late tonight, but we'll see. It's like a lot of stuff. Let's see. Right. All right. Let's see. Oh. Well, might as well do the recap for the year, I think. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Let's see. Where to start? Right. The recap for the year. How to do that? Oh, I haven't even read the letter from the chairman yet. Which it has some good stuff. Fail. Yeah. All right. So what am I doing? All right. So where to start? We're gonna go with either. Sorry. Right. We're gonna pull up the letter from chairman, which I've yet to read. But I think first is the jump point, too. Let's do the jump point first. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. Let's do the jump point first, yeah. Because it chronicles how the year went, what everything did, yeah. Okay. Let's do jump point. Exactly. We're going to go with jump point issue 306. Window capture and we're going to have to resize that. Hold on. Yeah. I think we'll be fine, though. Kind of, sort of. Yeah, where my screen is, it's not too bad. We'll just deal. Yeah. All right, here we go. So it covers the Clipper, Salvation's design. I remember this design being initially pitched for the Clipper, but they didn't use it. It was like Scarab-like, I guess. Very interesting stuff. The design of this ship. It almost looks like a Elite Dangerous ship. I can tell you that. The design of the Salvation does. It looks like an Elite Dangerous Sidewinder to me, in my opinion. Really does. Here's the year in the review. The first vehicles this year, or the first features this year, we have the Fight for Pyro in January. It began the year with the explosive Save the Stanton finale, which saw the fate of the Loveless Pyro system in the hands of 3 vigilante groups. Following a seemingly motiveless attack on Stanton by the Pyro-based Slicers gang, citizens of Stanton came together with the goal of ending the conflict once and for all. However, each faction means to the end differed. And a shocking revelation would rock Stanton those who hoped to save it. Citizens could join the Frontier Fighters, Citizens for Prosperity, or Headhunters. So, don't remember who exactly won that. I didn't participate in Fight for Pyro. I did Supply and Die, Heartseeker Upgrade, Super Hornet Mark II, Coramore. After being blindsided by the news, the Slicer gang was actually Frontier Fighters. Last year's Idris attack on Stanton, a false flag op to turn Stanton against Pyro, attention turned to combating the new foe. Citizens could choose to either the Virtuous Citizens for Prosperity or the Outlaw Headhunter gang as they stocked up supplies against the common foe. Rewards for helping each included unique ship paints, a graffiti Ravager shotgun, and decorative hangar diorama. Okay. So March, we got Orbital Assault. The events were Stella Fortuna and Captains of Industry. And vehicles were the Atlas, Argo, Atlas Geo, and the Drake Golem. More drama hit in the Empire in March. It's one of the most vital technologies that empowers humanity stopped working. Right? Reports of Imprint and Regen Tech failing struck fear into the spacefaring community with the potential to ground dangerous industries and military pursuits. In response, the Empire's leader, Imperator Anderson, relaxed restrictions on wildcard science in hopes of finding a solution. In turn, this led to an increased demand for rare minerals and resources, which is where enterprising citizens came in. Pilots were tasked to join forces to activate a vast mining laser in orbit above Daymar before heading planetside to recover unearthed rare minerals. However, these treasures were only found among the underground layers of the Valakar, a dangerous worm-like creature that didn't take kindly to trespassers. Also, Wicklow, a mysterious and unwelcome Banu, landed in the verse, bringing with them a wealth of new gear they accept trade for. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not a fan of Wicklow. Just, yeah. I know a lot of people are, but I'm not one of them. Okay, the next event is April, Triggerfish. Honey, we shrank the ships. As is tradition, we took a break from space battles and orbital lasers to celebrate Triggerfish. 2955 in the verse, originating from Borea in the Magnus system, whose inhabitants would convince travelers about the hidden planet named Triggerfish. It became the 30th century equivalent to April Fools. This year, the citizen devs shrunk the players, giving brave pilots the opportunity to tackle massive sized threats in a limited arena commander mode. Oh, Lord. Invictus Launch Week. There it is, the Idris. The UE annual celebration of Guns and Glory returned to Stanton, bringing with it a wealth of new combat vehicles to help citizens on their new ongoing vigilante and humanitarian crusades. Once a farewell tour for new naval recruits, the Invictus Launch Week has evolved into a huge military ship show, giving citizens the chance to see the Empire's most deadly war machines up close and personal. This year saw several new combat vehicles take off into the verse, including the mighty Aegis Idris P frigate. Invictus also saw the first class of Gillies training school graduate through a series of increasingly challenging missions to teach them the ropes before mastering more advanced space combat techniques. Events: Invictus Launch Week. Vehicles: Anvil Asgard, Aegis Idris P, Grey Cat MTC, Mirai Guardian MX, Misk Starlancer TAC. June saw Citizen picking up where 4.1 left off, with citizens being tasked with uncovering the research method of Associated Science and Development, ASD, a disgraced research company tackling the region crisis. The adventure began with curious citizens coming through this company's data complex on Pyro 4 before traversing the vicious storms of Pyro 1 to the ASD research facility. The revelation? ASD's chief scientist, Dr. Logan Yort, had been undertaking ethically devoid experiments on the native Alucard creature in his attempt to end the region crisis. I will not stop pursuing our ascension. Humanity can be so much more than we are, and I am finished being constrained and deterred by small minds with no vision. That's basically what he's thinking of, Dr. Logan Yorn. He basically thinks he's playing God, guys. Come on. July, April, Alpha 4.2.1, Race for Stanton. Jeez, those numbers. They make me want to cry. With the regen crisis still in full swing, Stanton's Big Four answered the Empire's call for support. Citizens were asked to support their favorite megacorp any way they could, be it mining minerals, hauling supplies, defending deliveries, or acquiring necessary materials in support of their research. Enterprising pilots would be rewarded with weapons, tools, armor, and paints of their chosen company, while the corporation that generated the most SCU would become the new namesake of the Pyro Stanton Jump Point. The winner, everyone's favorite weapon builder and intergalactic arms dealer, Hurston Dynamics, with a close second by Microtech, followed by Crusader, and trailed by ArcCorp. So it was actually toward the end, the curve was starting to kind of peel back, but it wasn't close. And these two patches, we had Alien Week in June, the Asperia Prowler Utility, we had Foundation Festival, Ship Showdown Phase 1, and the RSI Meteor put out this year. So yeah, we had some interesting stuff. Anyways. So scrolling on, we're now to August. Dark Territory 4.3. Stormbreaker wasn't the last we've heard of Dr. Yort. August saw news of the disturbing levels Dr. Yort went to in his pursuit of science. ASD's Onyx facilities were the star of Dark Territory, with brave delvers heading as deep into the sprawling labs to discover the real depths of Yort's depravity and finally put an end to his research. Brave citizens uncovered the biggest bombshell of Yort's already shocking career, suggesting that Vanduul were experimented on too. Ship Showdown Phase 2 for the event, and the Kruger L-21 Wolf as the ship. Alpha 43.1, Virtue's Descent. Having barely survived the Onyx facilities, citizens received a lucrative offer from Hackrow Agency. Return to the labs, enter the previously inaccessible lower floors, and finally solve the ASD mystery once and for all. The seemingly simple delve to receive biological samples turned into anything but, with the confirmation that Yort had been experimenting on live Vanduul. Although not an official representative of the UEE, Yort's unethical practices could cause huge repercussions for the Empire and its people, as the alien species surely won't take kindly to his work. Of course they won't. Does anyone else think that they're going to take very kindly to this? While York's experiments are over, he's still on the loose, and the consequences of his actions have yet to be felt in the UE, not yet been felt in the Empire. Events: Pirate Week, Ship Showdown finale, and the RSI Apollo series released. October 4.3.2, Fractured Frontiers. Welcome to Nyx. Okay, so 4.3.2 is Fractured Frontiers. The fight for Pyro continued in October, with the Citizens for Prosperity and Headhunters both seeking to end the Frontier Fighters' reign of terror. Despite differing in games, both vigilante groups understand the need to find the terrorist leader, Amelia Boyd. Citizens could either choose to support with outfits and paints, being awarded phases were completed. The main difference was the intended outcome, with the Citizens for Prosperity seeking Boyd alive to face her crimes, while the Headhunters wanted violent retribution. In the end, Boyd was traced to a stolen RSI Polaris, which the Headhunters and their allies destroyed in explosive space battle. Only they know of her exact fate. Yeah, about that. Imperator Addison also reinstituted regulations around scientific research to prevent another Yort incident. While the regen crisis hasn't been solved, she pledged that the UE will continue to hunt for a solution. ASD as a company persists, though its CEO blamed everything on York, claiming he's working entirely alone and without support from the board. Sure he was. Of course he was. Obviously he was. Right. Okay. Event. Who else thinks that's a load of hogwash? I do. Event: CitizenCon Direct 2955, Day of the Vara, Ships, the Anvil Paladin, Asperia Stinger, and Gray's Market Shiv. Alpha 4.4, Welcome to Nyx, November. November saw the biggest content release of the year as the jump points to the Nyx system opened finally, giving the inhabitants of Stanton and Pyro an entirely new system to explore. Well, not a complete system, but it is a system. We'll put it that way. Although not under UE jurisdiction, Nyx isn't a lawless free-for-all, with rules designed to encourage personal freedom. It is enforced by the People's Alliance, the group behind the major outposts in the system, Levski. Nestled deep within the Glacium Ring asteroid belt, this homely commune was built from a long-abandoned mining base. Whether you're just visiting here or passing through on a mission or hoping to put down roots, Levski is the heart of the system and home to whatever you need on your journey. More locations will be coming in Nyx as the whole system is fleshed out over the coming months. Events: IAE 2955, Vehicles: Clipper, Drake, Clipper, Golem OX, Grey Cat MDC, RSI Perseus, RSI Salvation, Kruger L24 Alpha Wolf. And now the current patch, which I will say is absolute garbage. Oh yeah. This patch. 4.5. The garbage patch. Well, let's just call it what it is. It's the end of the year patch, folks. It's always garbage. It is always garbage. The end of the year patch is. As much as I don't want to say it, it is. It is. So, 4.5, Dawn of Engineering. An action-packed year ended with the release of 4.5 and the highly anticipated engineering gameplay, not only relevant to those working in the bowels of capital ships and gunships. Engineering affects every pilot, whatever you do in the verse. It also encompasses another feature long in development, fire. Now, if power is mismanaged or components break or damage, fire can spread throughout a vehicle, adding another level of immersion to flight or fight. Engineering also brought several multiplayer ships one step closer to their true potential as they now work at their best with a coordinated crew, each focusing on specific roles, be it piloting, navigating, gunning, or managing power allocation, component health, and damage and fire. So that's the year in review according to Jump Point, which, as we know, that's not the full story, but, it's not everything, chat, Here's the Clipper. Some of these concepts do look better than the original, than the actual one. But I do kind of like how quirky it is. Intersect. All right, let's see. We're going to go to RSI. And we're going to pull up the letter from the chairman, which hopefully isn't terribly long. It's not super long. All right. So this weekend Star Citizen, this was 7 days ago. There wasn't much to do. They're on, I think this was a pre-release one. Oh. So it looks like they're probably going to be back in office either the 10th or the 12th. I don't know which. Yeah. It looks like they're going to be either the 10th or the 12th back in office. So if they're going to they're going to be back in the 10th, the 12th. It looks like they're getting back early this year, kind of ish. Okay. So that's nice. Hopefully we get the patch fixed here in a week or two. Just saying. Letter from the chairman. Let's go. All right. So here's the letter from the chairman. Before that, let's watch this.
What makes this place different?
It was built by us.
really good at it.
Okay. I'm going to make a brief comment here. Could this be a patch name? The Outer Limits. Right here. I'm curious about this hint here. So, guess we'll find out, chat. As we wrap up 2025, I want to take a moment to reflect on the year and what it's meant for all of us. 2025 became the year of playability. Well, it's doubtful right now. And what it's meant for, it was a year that when more people played than ever before and spent more time in the verse than at any point in our history. That momentum did not happen by chance, and it came from a focused effort to improve quality of life, performance, and reliability, and make the gameplay experience more engaging and rewarding to return to. We started the year with two clear goals as a company: to improve stability and quality of life in the SC while continuing to deliver regular content updates, and to push 42 toward beta and release in 2026. I'm happy to say we've made great progress on both fronts. Well, we want to see 42 there, Chris. Come on, man. It's time. Star Citizen. On the SC front, we saw a number of important pieces come together. We released not one, but two, incomplete solar systems in 1 year. Welcome the return of the beloved landing zone Nevsky, and added new locations around the verse, opening more space to explore and spend time in. Server meshing was key technology that made all this possible with the release of 4.0.1 to the live environment on January 28th. We moved into a bigger, more performative, and stable universe. And while there were a few hiccups, cough, cough, with some of the legacy systems like the elevators and ATC control that were built long before server meshing was conceived, server meshing itself has been working flawlessly since the beginning, a testament to the design and executions of the system by our network, back-end engine, and gameplay teams. Okay. I am going to say they do need to acknowledge that the current state of the game is not great. But when this was written, it probably wasn't the way it is. Just saying, folks. Maybe it's just me. Okay. Every day it handles tens of thousands of people, currently playing in a shared instance of up to 700 players. For something that simulates everything to the level we do, at the scale we do, in first and third person, this is truly a mind-boggling experiment. Most other MMOs top out between 50 and 100 players in a much more contained space than we allow you to explore in Star Citizen. and MMOs with high player counts in the same instance don't simulate and render the world to the extent we do. As multiple servers now manage our vast universe, the individual server performances greatly increase. Yuck. Creating a much better experience for all of you. And due to its design with a separate service that tracks the state of the universe for all servers and clients, it allows us to quickly recover from a client or server crash without losing your progress, which is a huge quality of life win. Don't tap your back too hard there, Chris. You're going to pass out, buddy. I'm just saying. Yeah. Oh, I went too far. We also shipped more mission content and in-game events than ever before this year. That included large-scale moments like teaming up to take on an irradiative Alpha Apex Valakar or coming face-to-face with Yermondi, as well as other long-running storylines that helped add depth and context to the verse. The environments continue to evolve as well. Expanding weather effects and planetary conditions help locations feel more distinct and atmospheric, while improvements to characters, player interactions, and AI contributed to a more intuitive experience. Also expanded the vehicle lineup, introducing 24 new vehicles, while continuing to improve ship and ground vehicles already in your hands. Supporting all of this was a significantly increased pace of delivery compared to previous years. In 2025, SE delivered 11 major patches, more than 40 live publishes, 147 PTU builds, and several tech previews. This new pace allowed us to iterate faster, respond to feedback sooner, and deliver more content to you throughout the year. We closed out the year with the introduction of engineering in Alpha 4.5, adding new layers of interaction, decision-making, and responsibility to managing your ship. Engineering is an important step toward the deeper systemic experience I've always wanted to build, where coordination and your crew truly matter. While future systems such as Maelstrom's physically based materials and destruction, more realistic shield gameplay with generators and emitters, and our upcoming crafting system will further deepen engineering, it is important to bring engineering into the verse now so we can begin refining the experience in the live environment. Finally, as a Christmas surprise, we quietly released an experimental VR mode in 4.5. I've long believed, is that it? Hold on, no. I've long believed that Star Citizen was a natural fit for VR because of how we build our worlds. We physicalize almost everything, keeping first and third person views consistent in a shared universe. That approach takes more effort, but it makes the experience feel grounded and real, and it highlights the value of those design choices in a few ways other tech can do. Okay. So, seems to be a lot of back padding in this. Yeah. Not trying to say it's a bad thing, but yeah, yeah. I mean, just being real, folks. Come on. And it highlights the value of those design choices in a way few other techs can. Being able to experience ships, environments, and equipment at true scale with natural movement and directional audio adds a level of immersion that's difficult to capture on a traditional display. As we detail, all the detail we put in environments, props, ships, and gear really pay off when you're up close and personal. This is still a very early and experimental step, and there's plenty we want to improve. We need to continue dialing in the didactic UI so it feels comfortable and readable in VR. Well, refine FPS controls so your input controls your body. Okay. Rather than where you're looking, and add more dedicated control support. These are solvable problems and ones we're excited to tackle. It's also worth mentioning that the new VR mode would not be possible without the engine and graphics work happening behind the scenes. You mean one guy busting his butt for it? I mean, come on. I think Sylvan may be the only reason that happened. I think this whole thing was Sylvan doing it. Okay, dude. This is what I'm more interested in. Either we see this or we don't. Community, yeah, Eye on the Horizon. This stuff, I'm going to eyeball it carefully. The Genesis, the crafting, social tools, all of it. We'll see. I'm not going to hold my breath, but this year already has been interesting to say the least. I'm just saying, it's been one of those years, even I stopped guessing what would be added to the game. Because at a certain point, even I gave up playing Fortune Cookie. It didn't make much sense. Yeah. I wish, though, they would come back and fix the current patch. But I do understand people have to take a break. I do understand that. I understand that. But the patch currently is in a garbage state, Chris, and we don't like garbage patch. I mean, I don't know. I've played even simpler games. I think it's more important that people are having fun. It doesn't matter about depth and fidelity to me. It matters about having fun. Just my opinion. Do you actually enjoy the game or don't you? I mean, that's just how I feel about it. Right now, the patch is bad, and I can honestly sit it out for a little bit. Focus on some of my other games. Yeah. Whatever. Ugh. Mm. Hmm. I've actually had more fun in Star Citizen than Elite Dangerous in all year. For an example, which is shocking, I know to a lot of people. I actually started the year playing Elite for quite a while. And then it felt kind of repetitive, I guess. Then I remember why I left Elite for so long. Hmm. Whatever. I have to explain myself. To these people. Hmm. Well, okay. Interesting. What do you guys over on Rumble think? I haven't had that problem in a while. In several good patches for a while. And I've actually heard several people say that maybe like an account bug, maybe? I don't know. I will say there are other people I know who've had that issue. Don't know if they have it now. Could be wrong. Hmm. Huh. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Hmm. Night. All right. Hmm. All right. Yeah. I don't know. God, I'm gonna sleep good tonight, probably. At least hopefully. From what I've been hearing, Dark Sided, everyone's been having a different year. There are people that have been having a similar issue for a while. I don't know if it's a set group of folks. I don't know what's going on, but hey, I'm just saying, this year's been pretty good to me. I haven't had any random explosions or hitting ghost asteroids or anything. Not in a long time. Hell, I haven't even fallen through planets or anything. Not in a very, very long time. I can't even remember the last time I fell through a planet. It's been a long while. Am I saying that's everybody's experiences here? No, of course not. I never dream of assuming that. Say here in about an hour, I need to go to sleep. Ooh, yellow bunnies. It's a lot of money right there. See if there's more. Like, fuck. Yeah. Just trying to figure out what to do next. I will say the current patch is definitely one of the weakest of the year. It's definitely not a great patch. I'm going to play more of it when they fix it after the holiday season, that's for sure. All right. So I'm not gonna be able to stay up too long tonight. All right. I understand that. I had terrible frame rate at Levski. Like really terrible. Beginning of this patch. Hmm. Okay. No. Either way. Hmm? Oh. Never mind. Shit. Some point tonight, I might have to go to bed. That's funny. Uh, well, man. Better hurry back, dude. I'm not going to be up much longer. Ah. Oh, shoot. Okay. Damn. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stay up. This was a dumb idea. Okay. So Lee's comment. Huh. Something's not updating correctly. Page 3. Where? Where? No. Maybe 2. Impossible. Huh. To each their own. I mean, I'm not much of a pyro fanatic. It's not my system, so fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, I haven't had issues, so maybe it's just me. I don't know. I've just never really been a fan of pyro. To each their own. I do get it though. Everybody has a preference of systems. I mean, they're all going to. We're all going to have a preference of where we want to hang out. Mhm. Ugh. Pretty much by the time this game gets to its full development, everyone's going to have a system preference. Pretty much. It's only natural for it. Holy cow. 30 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm hoping next year at least we start with a decent fix patch in January. Something that gets us off the ground. That's going to be the only thing I really want out of January. A fix patch that at least fixes some of our immediate problems. That way we don't compound issues. Not saying we won't, but we will. It's pretty dead around here. Hmm. Yeah. Huh. Well, let's see. One of the things I was hoping they would do. Is this. This video is already over 2 years old. And I wish they would have had some... Well, I didn't know what you were saying. I thought you were saying preference-wise. Honestly, I've always had a love for Levski. It's just how it is for me. It was my first landing zone. Back in the early days of my career. This isn't too... There we go. That might be... Sorry, that's overpowering. Now, one thing I did discover, Darkside, is a door that's open that's never been opened before. It's in Hurston. I didn't know if anyone had reported it. It was in one of my streams for 4.5. I was going through the checkout terminal for Hurston Security, and there's a door to the Hurston Security area I've never seen open before, period. Kind of an odd spot to leave an open door, and I'm pretty certain the previous patches, that door was locked and there was no way into that room, yet I could just walk right in. It was super weird. I don't even know what it was, but it's definitely an odd experience being able to walk in that room. Almost felt like a mission that was partially bugged in, that wasn't ready yet in the city. Not that I would be surprised, but just what it was. Oh, my nose. Excuse me. I wonder if they're going to come out with a new version of this trailer. I hope they do. That's weird. Okay. Huh. I'm getting double echo. That's what's going on. Ugh. What? Well, that's certainly weird. Hmm. Interesting. Huh. It's certainly weird. Space whales? Were they even in game? I didn't think they were. Huh. Yeah, good question. I don't recall seeing him either. Wonder if this is frozen up on. Definitely a good question. I've never seen him either. think it's showing my proper video for some reason. That's odd. It should be transmitting this. It's not. It's frozen. That's odd. I think it's frozen on this. It's never done that before. Odd. Odd. Okay. So we'll go another 14 minutes. Hey, Squirrel Lord. It's bugging out for some reason. It's like it froze or something on me. Damn it. I got a stream that's frozen up. I don't know how to deal with it. Hang on just a second, chat.